Good morning, this is Jack from theAltChart.net, and this is the pre-market recording for the morning of Thursday, the 29th of July. Our disclaimer: we do this for educational purposes only. We're here to share our tactical analysis with you. We hope you can take some of what we're doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts, but not issue trading signals. Now, technically, FOMC goes on for another day, but I think we've had the meat of it out already. Nothing hugely moving the market yesterday, so I think we are on track to do what the obvious thing to do is. And the obvious thing to do is to go back and retest these highs and test this resistance again. This sets us up decent negative divergence if we see it, and if that resistance holds, it sets us up to fail straight afterwards. NQ, ES, no current signals, although we still do have the 15-minute buy signals that fixed at the lows 2 days ago. RTY, that was a flag. It's gone and already made the minimum flag target, which is a retest of this high. YM. Kind of looks like a flag too, which is breaking up, probably going to see a retest of this high as well. That should give us some decent negative divergence. DAX and the STX, I was talking about these as possible flags yesterday. That has broken up and not yet retested the high on DAX, and it's broken up and has already retested the high on ESTX. Let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. SPX. On the 60-minute chart, we're not going to get any negative divergence with a retest of the high because we came down too low in between. We could set up a pretty nice looking double top. Looking at support here, although I'm not really expecting to see that today. I've got 43.75, i.e. 43.65 area on the 50. That's going to be important if we retest the highs and we fail, because then that's going to be the first level of support when we come down again. I've got the 5 DMA at 43. No, that's 4,400 actually. So that's only just below. SPX daily, we're still on RSI 14 sell signal, daily sell signal, of course, as we are on NDX. We didn't quite make it down to the daily middle band, which I was thinking we might manage on this last retracement, and we've got the resistance trend line just above. That has been holding like a champ. It's nice, and if it holds again, then we are topping out here. And likely we would be making the second high of a small level top. NQ. NQ has gone higher, NDX rather. And we've still got an RSI 14 sell signal there. In terms of the trendline resistance, this has obviously been holding like a champ. If we go back and retest the highs again, and it holds again, then that won't give us any 60-minute negative divergence necessarily, but it gives us a nice trend line, it gives us a nice target below, and a nice looking short-term double top. In terms of the, I would note that if we retest the high, then we'll set up a possible RSI 5 daily sell signal brewing. Looking at SPX on the daily, that we could also set up a daily RSI 5 sell signal brewing there. IWM on the daily chart, we've got no current divergence. Obviously, we're coming back and retesting this high. We are still struggling to get over the daily middle band. We may do that today and possibly reject tomorrow, but tomorrow is Friday, of course, and Fridays do tend to lean bullish, and it's also the last day of the month. I don't think that this tomorrow actually does lean particularly bullish. I'm not sure it leans bullish at all, but I certainly wouldn't be looking for big declines on the last day of the month and a Friday. So anything we do see on the decline front is probably going to have to wait until after the weekend. On IWM, we've still got an RSI 14 buy signal, which hasn't made target yet. I'm leaning towards seeing that make target. Dow, on the daily chart, we're not going to set up any daily negative divergence. Obviously, we are setting up a nice looking potential level top here. It's pretty sweet, but no current divergence, and nor are we likely to get any on either the daily or the 60-minute without going significantly higher. In terms of the SPX chart on the 45 DMA, I was just noticing the other day that we'd reached a peak here of about 3.5% above the 4.5, the 45 DMA. That is in the zone for a reversion move, but obviously it could go a bit higher. But we are most definitely in the zone, and if we hold resistance here, then we're topping. So going to be having likely another test of that resistance today, and we'll see how it goes. All right, moving on. DX. We had a lovely day yesterday. It was sweet. The Fed drove this down to 92. Now we do have an inflection point here because we've got a possible head and shoulder neckline here. And if you look at EUR/USD, we've got a possible inverted head and shoulder neckline here. Now we're breaking very slightly over that, but of course we've got on Euro, we've got another one just above, up here. But we could see a rally on DX to set up a right shoulder. No current positive divergence, but waiting to see what happens there. CB, I think this is a flag forming. It isn't necessarily broken down because I don't actually have a decent set of trend lines here, really, unless, hang on a second. Nope, I don't. So we could just be setting up an alternative support trend line, but the reality is bonds should be breaking down here. I'm staggered they're still up here, frankly. So with the inflation numbers being the way they are and negative real interest rates being, historically huge levels. So really, I'm expecting this to go down. This looks like it's going to set up a retest this low. We'll see what happens when we get there. But we've got a very promising daily sell signal brewing on TLT. And the start of this rally was the daily buy signal brewing on TLT, which I was talking about on Chart Chat. So we'll see how that goes. CL has broken slightly over resistance. Now, it could fail here. You often see this very slight break over a trend line. Rejection. So we're waiting to see what happens here, but if we see a sustained break up and we convert that, then we're looking at likely retest of this high here at 76.03. NG, I'm leaning towards this just being a bull flag, but I have marked in a possible head and shoulders that could be forming here. We're a bit high for the right shoulder here, but this could still play out. If we were to see a sustained break below 3.83, I think, then we could see a move back down, possibly as low as the monthly pivot at 3.478. I would note that that's only the monthly pivot until the end of tomorrow. GC has broken up here, and this looked like a flag and was a flag, I think. So I think we're breaking up into a retest of this high. However, if we do see a right shoulder bounce on DX here, which we could, then I would expect to see some more retracement or consolidation on GC. I wouldn't expect it to go much lower. SI, I'm going to redraw this wedge support trend line, which it was only a two-touch trend line, so I should redraw it. But I think the obvious next target, I think the wedge is solid, and the obvious next target is the wedge resistance currently in the 25.85 area. HG, this looks like a flag, hasn't broken up yet, but certainly looks like a flag. GBP USD. This is broken up over the obvious IHS neckline, and it's testing the monthly pivot at the moment. I'm liking the upside on this. Short term, there is a very little bit of negative divergence. And obviously, if we see a decent rally on DX, then we could see a decent retracement on GBP USD. USD JPY has continued down and may be continuing down. If DX continues going down, there's no reason that JPY won't. On the setup, USD CAD has gone lower with US dollar. I was wondering about a possible IHS or double bottom forming here, but that wasn't the case. So we've gone lower. Again, if dollar bounces, then could see a bounce here. This actually looks an awful lot like a flag wedge on Australian dollar. This isn't a bad resistance trend line at all. This could be a flat bull, a bear flag wedge. And if dollar's going to see a big rally here, then that could well obviously be exactly what this is. So watching to see that. NZUSD. No current divergence. I'm getting up into sort of level resistance here, but it's not really a decent double bottom. Keeping an open mind, could still be a bear flag forming or a triangle. KC looks like a bull flag forming. Chances are that's because it is. We're still on a 60-minute sell signal that hasn't made target yet. Could go a bit lower. SB still on a sell signal there too. Nice looking potential double top. Nothing really saying on the bigger picture that we're going to make a double top here and it's going to go down. But obviously the setup is there and we could. And it's holding the highs so far. CC is over the monthly pivot. If that converts, then this can go higher directly. Wheat looks like a flag which is broken up. Just switching over to save charts here. Cotton, possible double top setup here. Nothing really to say it's going to reverse back down though. Corn, looks like a flag that is broken up. Needs to get back over the weekly pivot and convert it. Soy looks like a flag that is broken up. Needs to get back over the weekly pivot and convert it. Lumber, I've been talking about a possible retest this low, and I think we may be about to see that. That could set up a very nice looking potential double bottom. We'll see how that goes. Live cattle trying to break up from this bull flag into the minimum target, which actually isn't a lot higher. I think this is just a consolidation or small bull flag before we go up and make that target. Lean hogs has been seeing a bit of a retrace. That was overdue. We made the sell signal target. I am wondering about a possible test of the rising support currently in the 88.25 area. Okay, what questions have we got today, guys? I'm hoping to see an AM low. Can I recap GC and EURUSD? Yes, no problem at all. EURUSD, nice breakup at a possible inverted head and shoulder neckline. If it doesn't stop there, it could have another possible inverted head and shoulder neckline here. So they've got a couple of big levels need to get over. The second one is at about 1.19. If that breaks up, then the next big level is at the monthly pivot area, 1.1986. Well, it's 1.1975, just below the monthly pivot. Obviously, the monthly pivot is only the monthly pivot for another day. So I'm looking at a significant potential inflection point on DX here. Hasn't broken down through it with any confidence yet. If we see that, then I have to say gold stocks look awesome. I'm going to be talking to Stan about setups on. I've got to show you this actually. Hang on. If you've got a minute, I'm just going to show you some of the metals and energies charts. So bear with me a sec. Because some of these are just lovely. So let's have a look. No worries, guys. My pleasure as always. Okay, let's have a look. I saw a particularly nice one on. Oh, 1 second. Right, sorry, the controls just getting a bit away in a bit. Lovely breakup from a falling wedge on GDXJ. Very nice. Looking at gold, lovely breakup from a falling megaphone. Gorgeous double bottom setup there. Pretty good chance this is heading back into the 23 area. I'm really liking this one a lot. And just some really nice patterns across the board. Breaking up over declining resistance on AG. On Copex, nice looking double bottom. You see what I'm saying here? I mean, these are nice. These really are nice. Broken up MUX. These are just from the energies and metals sector charts. Lovely double bottom here, broken up from this falling wedge. It goes on. These are really nice. If you look at the GDX chart, again, I've had this like falling wedge. It's not as nice as some of the others, but it's a nice looking potential double bottom, breaking up over declining resistance. It's peachy. There are at least 2 or 3 high quality longs there. I think metal's going up. The only question in my mind is, are we going to see a bit of a rally on DX before that happens? If that's the case, metals and stocks I would expect to pull back a bit, and then we would have another buying opportunity before they really take off. If it heads straight down here, then metals can go directly from here, and I think we're going to look pretty good. So I think on the bigger picture, GC, I am expecting this to go to all-time highs. I'm not seeing any reason to think it won't go to all-time highs. Obviously, on the bigger picture, we've got this beautiful bull flag that's broken up. It's a peach. I love metals here. They're really nice. Anyway, any more questions, guys? Just talking about a yes here. I'm hoping to see an AM low today. Then I'm expecting to see a retest of the highs. So it's just there's a compelling case across a number of indices. There's the Europeans. There's YM, which looks like it needs a retest. ES and NQ. We've set up nice additional negative divergence. It just wants a retest of the highs, and we've got today or tomorrow to see whether or not that resistance is going to break. If it doesn't break, then we're headed down. Won't be long about doing so, I suspect. So we shall see. All right, cheers, guys. Anyway, I'll have this posted ASAP, and I'll catch you guys on the Twitter feed. If there is an AM low to be caught, I'll be trying to catch it. If it's a high, then we could be actually basically kicking around it for the next couple of days. So I don't know whether an AM high would be that solid, but if there's a nice setup, I'll call it. All right, cheers, guys. Catch you later.